Today in the news, we got an update on all of those dying RX 6000 series of GPUs, Intel locks CPUs down, and we got some rumors on the RTX 4060 Ti. What's up guys, I'm Snows, and this is your boot sequence. Alright, so a couple of videos ago, we talked about a repair shop in Germany called Krisfix. In the last month or two, he received 61 AMD cards, specifically Navi 21 cards, so RX 6800 and 6900 series. To make a long story short, 48 out of the 61 cards received were dead, some literally with the die shattered. What's important to note here is that all of those GPUs did work when the people who bought them tried them for the first time. They just didn't last long. He said some GPUs broke after a day or two. The only common factor between these 61 cards was that they all ran on the same drivers, aka the latest driver from 2022. Turns out that wasn't the only common thing, but we'll get back to that in a second. Anyways, we got an update on the situation. In his most recent video, he explained how he tested multiple known good GPUs and stress tested them for a couple of days straight. All in all, the known good GPUs were perfectly fine with the new drivers. They ran a little hot, but I mean, that wasn't the issue. So what made those 48 cards fail? Well, he contacted the people who sent in their GPUs, and they pretty much bought them all online secondhand. There were only 2 people out of the 61 who bought their GPUs at retail. So all of those GPUs that failed likely came from the same source, aka a crypto miner. But why would those GPUs fail, and also fail so spectacularly? Mining usually doesn't cause a chip to be so degraded that it dies or shatters 1 or 2 days after gaming. Well, the theory is that these GPUs were essentially left in a really bad environment for extended periods of time and storage, aka left in a humid environment before they were sold. Basically, starting up the GPU after purchasing it with humidity behind the package is probably what caused the die to, well, die, or some to actually shatter. So yeah, a batch of poorly stored GPUs all died after getting sold. Hopefully that's the end of the story here. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know down below. Moving on to Intel, we kind of thought that the company was giving us an AMD moment in the last generation of CPUs, and that's because, well, with Alder Lake, non-K CPUs were still overclockable. It wasn't a multiplier overclock, but rather a B-clock overclocking, so sure, it wasn't as stable as multiplier overclocking, but it allowed you to squeeze a little extra juice out of non-K CPUs. Well, now for the 13th gen, it looks like Intel is reverting back to its strict no overclocking rule on the non-K models. This information comes from Tom's Hardware, who shows the feature being available on an MSI motherboard for the 12700 non-K, but not for the 13700 non-K. It's important to note that it wasn't really an Intel decision here. Intel never wanted overclocking on Alder Lake CPUs. It's just that they gave pre-release microcodes to motherboard vendors with overclocking enabled, and the motherboard vendors were like, yeah, we're just gonna keep using that one instead of the new one that you have that's updated to lock overclocking. I just love it when motherboard vendors do that. Then we have Nvidia in the news. So the RTX 4000 series have been kind of outrageous in terms of pricing, and I think we can all agree on that. The 4080 is priced at almost twice what the 3080 launched at. The 4070 Ti costs $800, and that trend doesn't bode well for the rest of the lineup. Like at $800 for the 4070 Ti, are we looking at $650 for the 4070 non-Ti? And if so, does that mean that the 4060 Ti will be around $500? Well, according to current rumors, yeah. According to a report from mydrivers.com, the 4060 Ti would come in at less than $500. How much less though? I highly doubt that it's going to be under $450. According to leaker Copite7 Kimmy, the 4060 Ti's performance is supposed to match a 3070, which I think is not super impressive. That would mean that the performance increase from a 3060 Ti to a 4060 Ti would only be about 10 to 15%, since that was the delta between a 3060 Ti and a 3070. Plus, it's likely that it will cost more than the 3060 Ti launched at, which was $400 $100. This whole more performance for equally more money is really getting on my bad side. And to say that this was Jensen back in 2011.
We started a company, and the business plan basically read something like this. We're going to take technology that was available only in the most expensive workstations. We're going to try to reinvent the technology and make it inexpensive. And the killer app was video games.
Yeah, looks like his mind changed in the last 11 years. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for today's catch-up. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Leave a like if you liked it, a comment if you want to talk about today's stories. As usual, it's right here to see the latest video, right here to subscribe to the channel. Stay frosty, my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.